Want to learn how to record podcast interviews using Zoom? Then this video is for you. If you're new to podcasting and are just getting started and you don't want to pay for a remote recording software, then Zoom is your solution. And in this video, we'll see how to use Zoom to record interviews. Hello and welcome to TPU TV. This is Dilip. I'm a blogger, podcaster, and affiliate marketer. And if you're new here, then this is a channel where I share a lot of simple, practical, and implementable podcasting tips so that you can get started with your own podcast. And if you're new to podcasting and want to get started with your own podcast, then you can always join my free podcasting course on how to start a podcast in less than 10 days. You'll be able to find the course at thepodcastinguniversity.com/free-guide. You'll be able to find a link in the description box below. Go ahead and enroll for the free course and get started with your own podcast. Now, with that out of the way, let us get on to today's episode. Now, if you are new to podcasting and you want to get started with interviewing remote guests, there are a lot of solutions online, but most of these solutions are paid. You will have to pay a monthly fee to record these interviews, especially if you're looking at good quality video along with good quality audio. But there is a free solution for people who are getting started with their podcasting journey and don't want to spend money on these podcast interview platforms. Rather, they want to start off with free. And the simple solution is using Zoom. While there are a lot of limitations with Zoom, the free account will give you only about 45 minutes of recording, which is still good enough if you're getting started. And if you think your interviews are going to be less than 45 minutes, then you can obviously use Zoom. But there are some specific settings that you need to ensure that you get it right if you want good quality audio and video from Zoom, and also audio that you can easily edit. So I will show you what are these settings that you might want to do on Zoom before getting started with your interview, and also how to record an interview using Zoom. So let's get on to my desktop and see the entire step-by-step process. So here I am on my desktop. First of all, what you would want to do is open the Zoom website, which is zoom.us. You can go and type it into your browser, which is zoom.us. And once you're on the website, you might want to create an account. So you'll want to sign up for free on Zoom. I already have an account, so I'll just click sign in and I can sign in. Now, before I sign in, let me also tell you that you will want to download the desktop client for Zoom. So how you can do it is, if you scroll all the way down to the bottom, you will be able to find an option here saying Zoom desktop client. Just click on that and it should download the desktop client onto your computer. If you're using your phone to record, then you might want to download the Android app, which is also available here. But we are going to record using a desktop, so you'll want to download the Zoom desktop client. And once it is done, you can go and sign up for an account, which is free. So I already have an account, so I'll quickly sign in. Now I'm signed into my account. Now there are a couple of things that you might want to do before you get started. Now all of those settings is only available on the desktop client, and you will not be able to do it on the browser. So if you're planning to record using the browser, then those settings might not be available here. I've used a desktop client to always record whenever I had used Zoom. So I'll show you how to do all of those settings on the desktop client. Now, a couple of things that you might want to keep in mind, which are limitations in a free account, is that you will only be able to record and store the files on your local computer. There will be no cloud recordings, so you will not be able to upload or automatically upload the recordings to the cloud. So those are some other things that you might want to keep in mind. And there is a limitation of about 40 minutes in the free account. So your interview can only run for about 40 minutes on a free account. Now let me quickly open the desktop client for Zoom. So I'll open the desktop client, and now I'm already signed into my account. That is why I'm seeing this screen. Otherwise, it'll ask me to sign in. So once that screen shows up, and once you've signed up for a free account, you can just click on sign in and sign into the account here on the desktop client. Now, first of all, what you would want to do is you'll want to change some settings. So let me quickly show you what you want to do. So there is not a lot that you will want to fiddle with, because some of the basic settings, the default settings are fine. So what you'll want to do is go to this icon here, which is your name, and go to settings. And once the settings open up, there are a couple of things that you might want to do. First of all, what you would want to do is go to the recording button, and you can see here there is an option saying record a separate audio file for each participant. You might want to check this. The reason why you would want to do this, because when you're editing your recordings or when you're editing your audio files, you want a separate file for you and your guest. Otherwise, if both of the recording or both of the audio is on one file, and for example, the audio at your guest's end is a little choppy or there is a lot of background noise, you will not be able to isolate that background noise and do a neat edit of the file. So you would want two separate audio files. So what you would want to do is just ensure that you are checking this option, which is choose a separate audio file for each participant. Now there is another option which says choose a location for the recorded files when the meeting ends. You can check this if you want Zoom to ask you where you want to save the recordings once the meeting ends. But what I would say is just leave it alone, and the files will automatically be stored onto this particular location that is already there. So you don't need to change anything there. Now you can go to audio and you can do a test for your speaker. You can select the speaker here and you can select a microphone. Now this is very important. If you're using a microphone, in this drop down there will be multiple options. So you would want to select that particular microphone that you're using. Otherwise this will pick the default microphone, which is your computer's microphone, which might not give you the kind of audio that you want. So ensure that you're picking the right microphone here, which is extremely important. Now when you come to the second option, which is audio profile, this is Zoom background noise removal. You will want to let it be at auto, because there is an automatic noise reduction that Zoom does. So the rest of the things you'll be able to see that this is self-explanatory. Low means if there is faint background noises, medium if there is a computer fan or a pen tap, and high if there is background speech. But I would say it's better that you leave it at auto. Don't change anything there and let it be the way it is. And once that is done, you can go to advanced and check that echo cancellation is selected to auto. So you don't want it to be aggressive, just let it be at auto. Now once that is done, you can go to video, and on video you can select the camera that you're using. For example, if you're using an external webcam, then you can pick that webcam here. Or if you're using your computer's webcam, then you can select that particular webcam. So whatever it is that you plan to use, just pick that particular webcam here and ensure that the right one is picked. Now touch up my appearance and adjust for low light is okay if you're recording in a well lit condition. But if there is not enough light, then you might want to ensure that this is checked. So what it does is there is a slight bit of brightness that Zoom will add to the video that is being generated. And there are multiple options here for auto and manual, but I would say you can leave it at auto. But I would uncheck this because I don't need it. I usually use a bright light when I am recording a video. Now that is all that you need to do in terms of setting up your Zoom client. Now once that is done, we can get started with recording. So first of all, what you would do is you will schedule a meeting. Now for example, if you're planning to record an interview with one of your guests at a future date, you will schedule a meeting using the schedule button. So you can click on schedule and you can enter the topic or what is this meeting about. So this will be interview with Neil Patel, and you can pick the date and the time. So let me say the date is going to be 14th from, let me say, 7 p.m. to 7:30 p.m. on the 14th. The time zone will remain India. The attendee's name, you can enter the email address. Let me just enter my email address here so I've entered my email address here. If you enter your attendee's email address here, the link will automatically be sent to that particular email address. So just enter the email address of your attendee here. The meeting ID, let it be generated automatically. You don't want to be using your personal meeting ID. It can generate automatically. There is a passcode required. If people don't have the invite link or the passcode, they might not be able to join the meeting. Anyways, you're sending the invite link to your guests, so this passcode will not be needed. The waiting room is where the people who want to join the meeting will stay until you admit them. I'll say that you keep this checked. The video should be on for the host and the participant if you're planning to record a video. Otherwise, if you're only planning to record the audio, just ensure that both of this is switched off. The audio is going to be the computer audio. Calendar, you can pick what calendar you want. Under advanced, you can allow your participants to join anytime. Mute participants upon entry, automatically record meeting on the local computer. You might want to ensure that this is checked, and approve or block entry for users from specific region. All of this can just stay unchecked. And then you click on send, and this link will be sent to the guest. You can see that it opens the email client, and all that you need to do is just click on send and it will go. The email will be sent. You can see here is a link to this particular meeting. Now once it is sent, you're all set to record the meeting. Now on the day of the meeting, all that you need to do is just open that particular meeting. So where can you find that meeting? You just go to meetings here and you'll be able to see that there is a meeting that is scheduled, interview with Neil Patel at 7 p.m. So all that you need to do is just click on start, and it'll open up the window where you can start your interview and start recording. You can see here it is asking how do you want the audio to be. It will be joined with computer audio. You can just click on this and the recording has started. The video is not on because I've kept the video switched off, and that is all that is there. All that you need to do is just start your interview with your guest. The recording is already on. You can see that the recording is on, and once the interview ends, all that you need to do is just click on end and the recording will be automatically saved. So let me click on end and meeting for all, and you can see that the meeting recording is being converted, and here is the meeting in MP4 and the audio file. So you have an audio file here and you have an MP4 file. So MP4 is going to be video and the M4A file is going to be an audio. So that is all that is there to recording a podcast interview using Zoom. It is pretty simple, but there are a lot of limitations with Zoom. Zoom is not a tool that is meant for podcasters or for recording podcast interviews. So the clarity of the video might not be that great. Unless you're on a premium plan, it might be a little poor. The audio will be just fine, but you will still not get a lot of control that you will get on a lot of the other interview apps. And if you're actually looking for a free option to record interviews, I would recommend going with Zencastr, because Zencastr is a tool that is made specifically for podcasters, and it is a fully featured tool. Even in the free version, you get excellent audio, excellent video, and everything sounds amazing. I've created a video on how to use Zencastr. You can go and check that out. I'll link that in the I button here. And if you're planning to start off for free, I would recommend going with Zencastr. But if Zencastr is a little too overwhelming for you, you can always use Zoom, and the method and the process of using Zoom is something that I've explained. I hope you enjoyed this video. I hope you enjoyed this video and you found it useful and you've learned how to record podcast interviews using Zoom. If you have any questions, you can drop them in the comment box below and I will respond to all of that questions. And if there is anything specific that you want me to make a video on, then do let me know and I'll create a video on that. And if you're new to this channel, then you might want to subscribe to this channel and hit the bell notification so that you stay updated with all of the latest videos that I release. And if you like this video, do give this video a thumbs up. It'll be encouraging for me and it'll also help a lot of others find this video. So that is all that I have for this video. I'll be back again the next week. And the next week when I come back, I'll show you a few other interview recording softwares that you can consider if you're serious with podcasting. I'll be back again the next week. Until then, keep watching TPU TV. This is goodbye from Dilip.